Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. A very quick thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the second channel. I do appreciate all of the support. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Bitcoin treaded water in the high $9,000 range Monday as stocks rallied and traders wondered when the cryptocurrency would break the 5-digit barrier again. Stocks meanwhile got a boost a day after the Fed Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, talked about continued stimulus efforts for the U.S. economy during a television interview on Sunday at 96.78 at around 8:30 o'clock UTC. Bitcoin was trading down less than 1% over 24 hours. The largest cryptocurrency by market cap was close to its 10-day and 50-day moving averages, a technical indicator signaling the price is likely to remain flat in the near term. While Bitcoin hit 99.58 in early trading on exchanges like Coinbase, it dropped to as low as 94.36 and has climbed as high as 9,700 around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 12 p.m. I assume ET is Eastern Standard Time. Where's the other part? Bitcoin performed well in late April, right after the halving. You can't expect it to keep running up without the proper sideways action. As Bitcoin ambled along, the big boost of the stock markets took center stage on Monday. The exuberance, irrational or otherwise, seemed to have come thanks to Fed Chair Powell, who said the U.S. will continue to take unprecedented action to thwart the economic damage from 19. So we spoke about that yesterday when he made that comment, and the cryptocurrency space, I think, also reacted positively as well. There was not really much negative news as to when that exactly happened. However, it appears that stocks also took a good leap forward because we have, for the third time, once again, someone has claimed that they have or potentially are making a fix for 19, and that also helped things to move a bit forward ahead as well. A lot of other places are talking about reigniting or restarting or reopening, what have you, everything to kind of get the economy moving once again, but no one knows for sure. So stocks moved up. I think even this article is like a bit late. When I just checked the markets, you can even see up here, I mean, this isn't an accurate number for what's actually going on. For some reason, at the moment of me making this video, Bitcoin is spiking. Like it's just like almost a straight line going up. The altcoins are kind of trying to spike as well, but all their Satoshi values are completely in red right now. You'll see in a little bit when we go over all that stuff. Anyway, this one says Bitcoin continues to show impressive price trends amidst a 19-induced gloomy macroeconomic outlook. The cryptocurrency price has ballooned by circa 150% after bottoming out near 3,800 on the 13th of March. Meanwhile, analysts and traders are betting on its extended growth, with a price prediction model even envisioning it above 280,000 US dollars by 2024, adding his forecast to a long list of bullish predictions is Tor Demeester, an influencer known for investing in Kraken, a US-based crypto exchange, via his fund, Adamant Capital. He said, 12 months ago, Bitcoin broke out of its accumulation phase and reaccumulation started. A breakout of this band will likely ignite another parabolic rally. Mr. Demeester said he sees Bitcoin anywhere between 50,000 and 100,000 US dollars, stating that the cryptocurrency will not fall back below $6,000 ever again. The bold prediction surfaced a day after Bitcoin's options open interest on the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, rose to nearly $150 million, its highest level. Look, this chart is absolutely insane. That's a massive increase in any type of way. We've seen for some odd I was gonna say for some odd reason. The amount of institutions who are now trying to get into the cryptocurrency space, we know that they are there. It's no longer that they are coming. We know that they have arrived, if you will. But we're seeing a huge amount of interest as well within the cryptocurrency, rather the Bitcoin future space, as it appears that institutions are trying to get some type of an exposure to Bitcoin. While maybe they are not buying, selling, holding, trading, dealing in it themselves, they want to do something with the word Bitcoin, and this only leads to the additional FOMO phase, because if they realize they can make tons of money by just trading it back and forth, and they realize that they're also able to hold the actual asset and make money this way, this leads into that area as well. Analysts treat CME as the best gauge of interest in Bitcoin for institutional investors. Mr. Demister used a similar metric to justify why the cryptocurrency could surge by up to 950%. The analyst noted that the cryptocurrency is entering a development phase, a deployment phase, I can't read, a period wherein big Wall Street players are beginning to associate themselves with emerging blockchain assets. He mentioned JP Morgan Chase & Co., a banking institution that once treated Bitcoin as fraud money, suddenly emerging to one of the biggest U.S. crypto firms as its clients. And also, don't forget that JP Morgan Chase is also in love with Ethereum, as they mentioned that they are going to be using it. So, obviously, of course, this was going to happen. I guess the news is this is now the 38th rich person who's like, Bitcoin's bottom, Bitcoin's going to go back up, and yeah, that's the news for that. It's clear that the money's there. I don't think anyone should be surprised that institutions are within the cryptocurrency space right now. Told you this a couple of years ago. It was clear they were behind the scenes, but lo and behold, they're all over the place. Anyway, let's move on. Also in the news, less than a day ago, a new patent application from Visa emerged from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The document elaborates on how the payment processing company aims at creating a digital fiat currency or currencies using blockchain technology. The abstract section of the application explains that the issuance of the digital currency will be via a central entity computer. The patent was initially filed on the 8th of November 2019 by inventors working at the Visa International Service Association based in San Francisco. Here we go. In the description of the patent, the Ethereum network is mentioned several times. One instance where Ethereum has been mentioned can be found below. It gives a hint at Visa using the network to issue its digital fiat currency. They said, and I quote, "Digital fiat currency may be implemented using Ethereum as illustrated in figures 9A to 9D. In figure 9A, account information 900 is established from the entities in the system. Ethereum accounts are established for the transaction processing network, the central entity, and for users such as Alice and Bob. Each entity's Ethereum account is defined by a public address." So, I don't know how clear I have to make it at this point. I don't know what more you need. I don't know what really has to get your mind jogging. First of all, I don't even have to show you the rest of it. Like, it doesn't even really matter what the rest of it said. Here's the actual patent right here. U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, appft1.use is a long web address. Here's some of the claims right here. I can't show you all of it. It's literally like 18 something pages, what have you, so on and so forth. The point is, normally for things like this that we've seen before in the past, they usually establish the idea, especially for the patent, that they're going to be using their own system, something they develop themselves. When the word Ethereum appears over 50 times inside of a patent, as opposed to saying a blockchain network, a blockchain system, a blockchain development system that's in development, is it something along those lines? It is probably abundantly clear what is going on. So I guess the takeaway from all of this is the people from Visa are creating their own digital fiat, I assume in conjunction with a government, who knows who, but they're apparently, allegedly, maybe going to be using Ethereum. Odds are, when you use the word Ethereum over and over, talk about establishing accounts on the Ethereum system, they're probably going to be using Ethereum. So if we get confirmation in 4 months that the people from Visa are going to be making a new fiat currency and is going to be built on top of Ethereum, and the news that we already had before that JP Morgan Chase is also going to be using Ethereum, I just hope everyone continues to pay attention. I'm seeing a trend in the videos the last couple of days. as far as like while other coins may be cool and amazing and also fast and amazing, pay attention to where the big money is going. If we get any form of confirmation that the people from Visa are going to be using Ethereum, everything trickles down. Smaller companies are also then going to try to either utilize another cryptocurrency blockchain, or they're going to aim for Ethereum as well. Just saying, governments using Ethereum, building stuff on top of Ethereum, the largest banks in the world using Ethereum. Ethereum. Once again, here's the patent. Pay attention to where the big money goes, not to where your friend is telling you to put your money. Pay attention to the big money, because that's how you make big money. Anyway, that's that news, and let's move on. I guess also that could have tied into that as well. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Ethereum's macro technical structure signals it could rally to $750 in months ahead. I think at this point, I think we are seeing such a huge amount of confusion in the cryptocurrency space. There was a coin, I won't mention which one it is. It's something that pops up in the comment section often. Apparently yesterday on Twitter, allegedly, so it was said by the internet, one cryptocurrency company had been paying other people on Twitter to speak highly about said coin, and said coin started boosting up in price. It's not Bitcoin, Ether, or XRP. It's another coin. Apparently this coin started doing very well, and people started tracing backwards and figured out that there was a flow of money where people were like, yeah, I got paid to talk about this coin. What we have right now is a very clear indication of usage, and I don't even use or care for the word use case at this point. We know that institutions are using, buying, selling, absorbing as much Bitcoin and Ether as they possibly can. A lot of other parts of the cryptocurrency markets are going up in price, and I don't know if it's simply just a oh my gosh, this coin looks really cheap and therefore I have to buy kind of thing. I don't know if there's just simply money behind the scenes. We also heard before from many other coins that are in the top 10, they know who they are, where the people behind those coins were like, yeah, we paid other people to pump those coins, or I know who pumped those coins. The place where the money should be going is quite evident at this point, but I give it a year, and we're going to see a lot of sad faces when people realize where they should have been putting their money. I mean, if it's not evident to you at this point, I don't know. I can only say it so many times. You know what everything I just said the last couple of minutes. Hope it stays in your head. Anyway, I think it's a bit, I want to say 50-50 at this point, with Ethereum announcing, or the people from Ethereum announcing, that we're not going to see the upgrade on the 30th of July, but sometime in Q3. I think it leaves a amount of huge room for optimism for Ethereum. I don't know if it should be over $1,000 right now, but I think where it currently is just hyper underappreciated, especially, I mean, once again, Visa and JP Morgan. The amount of money that will flow through Ethereum just from those systems is otherworldly. Anyway, if you look at even price patterns from where we were before, I wonder how real, true, realistic these price predictions that we're getting for a $4,000, $10,000 Ethereum are going to be over the next couple of years. Simply because, you know, Ethereum went from 3 to 1,500 in a year, and we have roughly stayed around the 100, 150, give or take, the 13th of March, not included, price range. So, I mean, it's not unlikely at all. I think the only people it would be unlikely for are the people who keep saying that Ethereum is garbage or not going to be used. I don't know what world you're living in. I really am trying to figure out what world you're living in, where people think that Ethereum just simply isn't. I mean, Google Ethereum Brazil, Google Ethereum Russia, Google Ethereum laws, Google Ethereum. I mean, anyway, that's the Ethereum news. And let us move on. Next up, traders and investors who believe in the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto understand that only 21 million Bitcoin will ever be mined. The fact that Bitcoin has a known supply is one reason many analysts and hedge fund CEOs believe that a stock-to-flow model can be used to predict the future value of the asset. The team at Weiss Ratings has gone a step further and concluded that Bitcoin is possibly the scarcest asset ever known to humanity. The team made the statement via a tweet that Bitcoin's value is bound to keep rising as global central banks continue printing fiat in a bid to cushion their economies against 19. The full tweet explaining this can be found below. They said, Bitcoin is possibly the scarcest asset ever known to humanity. Bitcoin's price going up is the only way to accommodate higher demand for it. The question is, will there be higher demand? Question mark. With central banks pledging to print to infinity, the answer is a resounding YES. I guess the news being that Weiss Ratings, first of all, that Weiss Ratings spoke positively about Bitcoin. I don't know if that's the full news, but there was a lot of this floating around about Weiss Ratings talking highly about Bitcoin. They've done it before in the past. I guess it's now that, I don't know. I can't figure out why this was everywhere. I mean, we know that Bitcoin is scarce. We know that mathematically, supply and demandedly, Bitcoin's price is logically going to go up as circulating supply decreases. But I guess because they tweeted about it, that was the news. Anyway, yeah, for those of you who are unaware or have not been watching and or listening the last like 4 or 5 months, very rich people are in the cryptocurrency space now. They're also buying up cryptocurrency, and they all believe highly in Bitcoin and its potential future price movements. Anyway, let's move on. In news that was everywhere, news Bakkt, a cryptocurrency platform owned by ICE, that is the Intercontinental Exchange, the same exact people who own the New York Stock Exchange, has secured its custody business with an additional $500 million insurance policy as its institutional client list is growing. In an official post published on Monday, the crypto company has revealed that Bakkt Warehouse, its Bitcoin custody platform, is now servicing more than 70 institutional clients. The company also highlighted that popular crypto brokers like Tagomi are receiving crypto custody services from Bakkt as well. Bakkt Warehouse is a part of Bakkt Trust Company and was developed with the same cybersecurity and infrastructure as the New York Stock Exchange. The ICE subsidiary acquired digital asset custody company DAC, which provides cryptocurrency custody solutions to institutional investors and token holders holding digital assets everywhere. Apparently, their previous insurance policy was $125 million. It is now $500 million, if you can even believe that. That is, I mean, one has to then wonder how much money is actually in their custody. One can only assume that someone put $1 more than $125 million and said, I want that also insured as well. So when you raise your insurance policy to $500 million, one can only assume that there's probably, and that's for one account. That's not for multiple, that's one account per institution, what have you. They've probably, I wish we had these numbers. That's what kind of really gets me. A lot of the bigger institutions, they're not as, I don't want to say transparent. I mean, they can do with their own money or the other people's money as they wish. Like, you would probably not also care if you had given $5 million to Coinbase and they were like, yeah, he has $5 million. So of course it has to be kind of kept under wraps. I just wish we had these numbers so we had a more accurate way to compile data to see exactly how much is being locked away and custodied, because I think the numbers would really shock us if we saw that there were, good 20, 30, 40, 50% of all Bitcoin was locked away, and then the other portion of it just lost and gone forever. Anyway, that's the Bakkt news. This was everywhere. It was a little daunting wading through the Bakkt news, just trying to get around it. Good for them. I assume they're going to continue doing well. Wow, a lot of eyes. I don't expect Bakkt in the near future to be not doing well, especially with all the money that's been flowing around them. Still waiting for them to actually launch more things. There were a lot of things that were promised at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019 that we still kind of don't have. I think the app, the other, like normal, people custody service. I think they were also talking about a cryptocurrency trading desk through them. There were a couple of other things. We still don't have them. Who knows what's going on? Let's move on. And to finish things off, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey showed off the ability of the Square Cash app to make daily, weekly, and bi-weekly recurring Bitcoin purchases on the 18th of May. The Square CEO also announced that Cash app users can now view the value of their funds in Satoshis. The cent to Bitcoins. This is actually incredible. This is going to have to be a very big thing in the future, and we'll get into that in a couple of seconds. Dorsey informed his 4.5 million Twitter followers you can now do automatic recurring purchases of Bitcoin in Cash App daily, weekly, or every 2 weeks. Wow. And change the display to Satoshis. Here's the actual tweet right here. You can see the actual Satoshi value. I think this is going to be a very big thing in the future when more people get used to. First of all, a lot of people who are getting into Bitcoin don't understand that Bitcoin can be fractionalized. That's a very big part of people not wanting to get into Bitcoin, is because they don't really realize that you can drop it into pieces. I'm not joking. Like, ask your friends. They won't even have an idea that that's possible. And they also more so don't know what a Satoshi is. So as Bitcoin's price rises higher, you're going to, I think there was also something like this where Coinbase said they also wanted to kind of get into doing this as well. People are going to have to get used to the idea of them just simply owning Satoshis, because they won't be able to ever own a complete Bitcoin. So, I mean, it also doesn't sound too bad. Like, owning 38 million Satoshis also has a really nice ring to it, especially if we end up getting to that. I used to think of that before. Remember when we heard a couple of years ago that Bitcoin in the far future would be worth $100 million per day and one day? And I was like, that would mean that one Satoshi would equal $1, which would be kind of insane, because then you'd be like, oh, I have 38 million Satoshis. At $38 million. But I mean, that's also in a world where Bitcoin is once again worth $100 million. Jack Dorsey emerged in recent years as a major advocate of Bitcoin and only Bitcoin. Dorsey once revealed to Joe Rogan during his first appearance on the JRE podcast that Bitcoin would be the only cryptocurrency considered for use on Square's Cash App. Dorsey later told interviewers that he thought Bitcoin would become the native currency of the internet. Those of you who remember, this was also echoed at the exact same time by other major institutions who had come out of the woodworks and said, yeah, we actually like Bitcoin. They had been buying for years, and they also came to the same conclusion that Bitcoin was going to be the currency of the internet. Anyway, this was also everywhere. I guess the news being that Jack Dorsey still loves Bitcoin. Cool. And the other part being that you can now do automatic buys and purchases of Bitcoin through the app. I guess maybe before it was kind of like you had to remember kind of doing it. But this is also actually really good, especially if you're looking for like a passive way to actively invest, if you will, in Bitcoin. The idea of having to, I mean, imagine having to like go and, I mean, very first world, but having to like go and click everything yourself to do it all the time, like as opposed to just being kind of automatic because the machine can do it for you. Not too bad, especially if you planned on putting 100 a month into Bitcoin. You can just simply now do 25 a week as you get paid. Anyway, that's the Jack Dorsey Square Cash App news that was also everywhere. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Professor Wally from Gunbite University, Utopia 569, Yasha Harari, Moonman High XRP, The Pothead, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Chongololo, Tsongololo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohameroni Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Weiss, Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Crypto Artist, Cold D3D, Nicholas, One Earth, One Peace, One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick, Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangelavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, Hitchcast Everyday, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monks Corner Staff, Arfmedic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lana, Crayola, Michelle, URL, and hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a supporter of the channel, and thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. At the moment, this is the spike I was talking about. It's not as severe as it was before. Bitcoin was at 98.70 or something like that when I started the video. It was a very weird, it was like a straight shot up. It appears that a lot of the other coins are also trying to follow this trend now as well. I assume it's just a normal movement. Bitcoin is only up by 1.96%. If it was like 7 or 8%, that'd be a bit more, the word isn't newsworthy. Like I assume some news would have been released that would have caused this upward momentum. Yeah, but it appears that the news that we keep getting, or that I keep reading and seeing around, is that we're trying to hit or get close to or go above $10,000, and that ignites the bull run, money bull run kind of thing. Yeah, the market's neither here nor there at the moment. It's kind of all over the place. No real direction. Omise goes in the top 50 again. I guess it had to do with the news that Coinbase was adding them to their platform, rather to Coinbase Pro, excuse me. I made the mistake once before by saying Coinbase and not Coinbase Pro, and I had a stern conversation with a couple of people who spoke down to me because I forgot the word pro. So forgive my mistakes. Anyway, that is definitely going to do it for this video. I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.